Hello everyone, all the participants. Uh, I think we are covered a bit about our 3 months course of palliative care by integrative approach. And today I am going to talk family and community role in recovery of the patient. Earlier we have discussed the social support. Before that we have discussed the need of the palliative care. But now family and community roles in recovery. The families and communities are the cornerstone of support in palliative care. Family comes first and then community comes. Recovery is not limited to the clinical setting. It involves emotional, social and spiritual environment also. Third, this lecture explores the active role of families and communities playing essential role in patient care. Role of family members. They provide emotional and moral support during illness. Most important. Help managing the medication and monitor the symptoms. Act as an advocate for patient wishes and assist in care planning and end of the life decision. These are the 4 activities which are primarily taken care by the family members. Very important. How to empowering the families to provide better care. There are 2 slides in it. First is the education and training, because the family members should also be educated and trained for giving better services. To provide basic knowledge of illness and palliative care principles. Trained family members in symptom identification and home care technique. Some home remedies are there for every symptom. Suppose nausea is there, you can manage by your spices. There is a separate class on this I will take. What are the Ayurvedic medicinal plants and what are the kitchen spices which can be helpful for symptom management. So we will take care of it. And then use the simple tools like visual aids, mobile videos and regional languages for the training of the family members. So these things can be used by the trainers. Now all of you are the trainer now because you are being trained. So now you are the trainer in the society. So you can train the family by using these things. Okay. Emotional and psychological support. Offer caregiver counseling and mental health support. Caregiver, who is the caregiver here? Family is the caregiver. And you, what are you doing? You are empowering the family members. So offer caregiver counseling. You counseling the family members and mental health. You give the mental health support to them. Encourage participation in peer group and spiritual circles. And then recognize caregiver stress and support emotional resilience. If the family is under stress, you have to take care of that part. Empowering the families to provide better care. Number 4, inclusion of decision making. Family should be strengthened. This should be encouraged to make the decision in the interest of the patient in their condition. Because the patient is ill, he is not able to take decision. He is desperate to get healed, get cured. But in real sense, he is not going to be cured. So that depression, that gap is there, and family is also under great stress because his beloved one is under illness. He is not getting cured. What to do? In that condition, involve families in care planning and goal setting. Respect their observations and cultural insight. When you are planning a palliative care module for your patient, involve the family members. And when you are while planning, observe their cultural insights. What is their culture in that family? You cannot go out of that culture. You have to be. Teach advocacy and communication skill. There is a separate class we have already covered. Communication skill is very important. We have already covered that part. So you have to take care of this. You have to teach them, the family member. And access to resources. Connect with local health workers, helpline and NGOs or the primary health centers like that. Provide access to respite care and emergency digital consultation, and Ayush-based self-care for caregiver, recommended Swasthvitra practices, I told you, given in Ayurvedic Charak Samhita, Swasthvitra is a chapter, yogic practices and herbal remedies. Ayush-based self-care. Self-care means home remedies they have to take care. Promote caregiver well-being through balanced lifestyle. Advocates for balanced lifestyle because this itself will heal the body. If body is healed, disease will also be healed a little bit. And recognition. Appreciate caregivers as essential member of the healing team. This, if you appreciate a caregiver, he will be emotionally motivated to do more things better. Well, appreciation, everybody needs appreciation. This is a natural phenomena, and you are not appreciating the work of a person either in your family or in your society or anywhere. You are not doing justice with that person because mentally and physically he is there, but mentally he needs appreciation. So you have to give, take, and acknowledge their contribution with support and respect. Very important. Now, role of community support. What community will do? Because this lecture is on the family, but community is involved with the family, and family is involved with the patient. So, patient, family, and community. So, what community should do? Local health workers and volunteers provide ongoing care. Community-based rehabilitation programs are there. Social services are there. They can be roped in with through the family. And cultural groups, spiritual centers, and neighborhood support reduce the patient isolation. So, these things should also be involved with the patient through the family members. And Ayush practices and local traditions help improve patient comfort. Why support system matters? Very important question. Support system enhances physical, emotional, and social care. So that's why support system must be in place. It includes family, it includes healthcare providers, it includes community volunteers, it includes Ayush healers and NGOs. Okay? A strong support system reduces anxiety of the patient and the family both. It improves treatment adherence. Treatment adherence means if a doctor has given a treatment protocol, it should be seriously adopted by the patient. The family helps in that and promote the dignified care. Lastly, a concentric circle showing the patient at the center, surrounded by family, friend, healthcare team, community. This is an assignment for all of you. You have to, when you are looking to a patient in your society, you visit the patient and make a concentric circle by putting these stakeholders and define what work each stakeholder will do. And if they will do it sincerely, what will be the outcome? This is the assignment for all of you. Step-by-step method for building support system. So, assess the patient need. I have told you, identify physical, emotional, financial, and spiritual need. Use tools like checklist and structured interview of the patient to decide what is the utmost importance for your patient among these 4 issues. Okay, map existing support. First, then you map out what are the support which is already available and what are the support which you can arrange at your end. Both things are important. The family, friends, neighbors, religious and spiritual network, is there available or not? If it is not, can you connect your patient with these? You have to do it. Existing healthcare touch points like nurses, local practitioners and social workers. If there are availability of these type stakeholders, you should connect your patient with them. Then engage community resources, connect with NGOs, palliative care volunteers, Ayush outreach teams, introduce peer support and group therapy like yoga circles, spiritual healing like this. So these are the step-by-step method to build support system for your patient. Now, sustain. If you made a support system, but whether it is sustainable or not, how long? Because the patient is going to live for 6 months, for 1 year, for 2 years, or maybe 3 months. But the support system you have created, it should be sustainable for as long as the patient is there. How you will do? regular follow-up and communication among all the stakeholders. Assign a care coordinator or digital check-in system. Encourage caregivers feedback loop. Okay. Empowerment through education. Train family and volunteers in basic caregiving and symptom management. Use IEC material in local language. And integration with government and Ayush services. Try to integrate the patient by registering them to the government support scheme. Involve Ayush healers for long-term balance and preventive care. This is a ICMR based guideline and WHO based toolkit based on this. These are the steps which should be taken for sustaining the strength. Case example, this is for all of you to take care of it in your local realistic situation. A cancer patient receiving home-based care, family involved in daily symptoms tracking, local volunteers provide weekly visit for counseling and supplies, Ayush healer involved in dietary and mental wellness planning. Results: higher satisfaction, reduced hospital visits and stronger quality of life. These are the questions you have to answer and these are the facilities you have to observe. This is a case example. Select a case. Here I have given you the cancer. You can take any chronic patient who needs palliative care and you see whether these things are in place or not. And if they are in place, what is the level of satisfaction, whether the hospitalization visit has been reduced or not, and whether the quality of life has been improved or not. You have to make this assignment for all of you. Evidence and guideline. These are the WHO emphasizes the importance of integrating community-based care in palliative care, and ICMR endorses the family-centered model to reduce the caregiver burden, financial burden, and the physical burden, and improve the patient dignity. And WHO Global Atlas on Palliative Care and ICMR, these are the resource scientifically validated recommendations. Based on that, this lecture has been prepared. The conclusion: the families be empowered to obtain better support for recovery. Number two, Ayush-based practitioners may play a good role in community recovering model. Third, an inclusive system that engages both family and community resources could deliver better care to your patient. Thank you very much.